The fog did not roll in like weather. It crept in like a decision already made. At dawn, 58 German Panther tanks moved forward through narrow Belgian roads, engines low, crews tense, metal giants sliding into a white wall where distance collapsed and sound lied. These were not desperate machines. They were elite, fresh crews, heavy armor, long-barreled guns designed to kill anything they met head-on. They had been told this road would be thinly held. They had been told speed would save them. They had been told the fog would protect them. By nightfall, nearly half of them were already gone. No dramatic tank duels. No heroic last stands. Just silence where engines had been. This is how it happened. In September 1944, Germany was no longer fighting to win the war. It was fighting to delay its ending. Fuel was scarce. Replacement crews were rushed. Orders came fast and explanations came slow. But one belief still held. When Panthers moved together, nothing stopped them. General Otto von Manschenfeld believed that he had earned his reputation the hard way. Fast thinker, aggressive planner. He trusted maneuver, armor, and momentum. And when the fog settled over the Ardennes, he saw not danger, but opportunity. Visibility would be poor. Enemy aircraft grounded. American reaction slowed. The Panthers rolled. Inside the lead tanks, the fog pressed against periscopes like a living thing. Crews leaned closer to their optics, knuckles white, straining to see shapes that never fully formed. Radios crackled with half-heard orders. Road junctions appeared too late. Columns bunched tighter than doctrine allowed. Engines were pushed harder than they should have been. Steel scraped branches. Antennas snapped. Somewhere ahead, a tank braked suddenly, and the one behind it swerved, tracks screaming, barely missing collision. Nobody laughed. Nobody spoke. Then the first Panther burned. No one saw what hit it. There was no muzzle flash, no roar of a cannon, just a sharp crack, then smoke pouring from the engine deck, then fire crawling along the seams. The crew bailed out into the fog, coughing, one man on fire before he could even roll. The radio lit up. Ambush. Where? Who's firing? Another Panther stopped. Then another. One lurched forward, blind, crushing a roadside sign beneath 45 tons of armor. Only take a shot through its flank at point-blank range. American M18 Hellcats did not announce themselves. They waited. Light, fast, thin-skinned, built not to trade blows, but to strike and disappear. Their crews had learned a brutal truth early in the war. If you stay visible, you die. So they didn't. They fired once, maybe twice, then vanished into the fog. To the Germans, it felt like the forest itself was hunting them. Inside one Panther, a loader fumbled a shell, hands slick with sweat. The gunner cursed him. The commander shouted for bearings that meant nothing anymore. Every direction looked the same. White, close, suffocating. A shot slammed into their side armor. Not enough to penetrate, but enough to shock. The tank rocked. The driver instinctively accelerated. Straight into a ditch he never saw. The Panther slid. Track spun uselessly. Another tank behind it couldn't stop in time. Steel met steel. Now the road was blocked. For a moment, just a moment, it looked like the Germans might break through anyway. A forward unit reported open ground ahead. A Panther platoon pushed through a gap in the trees. Guns elevated. Engines roaring. Crews convinced they had slipped the trap. Orders snapped over the radio. Form up. Advance. Press the advantage. Then the fog thinned, just enough. American artillery had been waiting. The first shells did not land where the Panthers were. They landed where they would be. Intersections, choke points, narrow roads hemmed in by forest and mud. The sky cracked open with a sound like metal tearing apart. Earth leapt. Trees snapped. Shrapnel sighed sideways. One shell hit beside a Panther and flipped the helmet into the air, spinning, empty. Another detonated near a recovery truck, throwing bodies like rag dolls before the sound even finished arriving. Radio screamed. Orders overlapped. Someone shouted to reverse. Someone else shouted to push forward. No one could see who was right. Some Panthers tried to turn around. Others surged blindly ahead. A few fired at shadows, wasting precious ammunition on ghosts. Hellcats darted in again, firing at stalled tanks, at exposed rears, at anything that wasn't moving fast enough. A German officer slammed his fist against his radio, screaming for air support that could not come, for clarity that no longer existed. Another crew abandoned a damaged Panther, leaving the hatch open, personal gear scattered inside, letters, a photograph jammed behind a gauge, never to be retrieved. Miles away, General Creighton Abrams listened. Reports came in clipped bursts, grid coordinates, fire missions, enemy movement slowing, losses mounting on the German side. Abrams did not celebrate. He did not raise his voice. He paused, then said quietly, "Keep pressure. Don't let them breathe." The order rippled outward, not dramatic, not heroic, just relentless. By the second night, the fog drifted back over machines that would never move again. Burned Panthers lined the roads, blackened hulks with guns frozen at odd angles, tracks blown apart, turrets scarred and silent. Some had never fired a single effective shot. Others still had full ammunition racks, and used. German crews moved on foot now, exhausted, stunned, eyes hollow, discipline frayed. Arguments broke out over nothing. One tank commander refused an order to remount a damaged vehicle, shouting that it was a coffin. Another crew drove off without waiting for permission, vanishing into the forest, never heard from again. By 48 hours, only 8 Panthers remained operational. The rest had not been defeated by superior armor. They had been erased by a system that did not care how perfect they were. No single American tank won this battle. No duel decided it. No moment of glory saved the day. Instead, fog blinded, speed isolated, artillery crushed movement, command decisions compounded pressure. Germany built magnificent machines. America built a way of fighting that worked even when no one could see. When recovery crews later moved through the area, they found empty fuel drums stacked neatly beside American roads, radios still crackling with test signals, logistics flowing forward without pause. The German wrecks were left where they fell, silent fields, burned steel, an empty road where 58 tanks had entered, and only ghosts remained. The fog lifted eventually. By then, the outcome had already been decided.